My name is Phil Mataras, founder and CEO of Permanent Data Solutions. At PDS, we're building decentralized protocols, apps, and infrastructure that all power the permaweb. Our mission at PDS is broad, bold, and straightforward to get permanent storage into the hands of everyone. You may know us from our app ArDrive, which if you don't know, is one of the first pay-once store-forever apps where you can upload, share, and organize your public or private files on Arweave. We're also building AR.io, which is a network of decentralized gateways and permanent domains for the Arweave network. With that said, I'm here today to talk to you about storage and gateway services within the Arweave ecosystem. Uploading data to Arweave is obviously one of the most important parts of interacting with the permaweb. Since the launch of the network, there have been many innovations around getting data to the Weave efficiently. The Arweave ecosystem has expanded from hobby developers and small products to well-funded projects with global teams building new solutions all around permanent data. I grabbed a snippet of the Community Labs ecosystem view from August 2023. And in the storage services alone, there are around a dozen teams devoted to providing great user experience for uploading data to Arweave. Each one offers the resiliency, censorship resistance, and pay-once store-forever aspects that Arweave provides. However, they all differ in a sense that they solve the needs of different use cases and have various levels of decentralization and trust required of the team building them. Underneath these applications lie various open-source protocols, like the Arweave file system, backend services like the Accord API, or developer tooling like the Community Kit or Arweave.js, just to name a few. But overall, the focus for these apps is on intuitive user experiences to capture those looking to flee from the trappings of more established, well-to products. Our journey in the Arweave ecosystem all started with ArDrive, an app that lets you upload, download, and share your public or private files on Arweave. Like a Dropbox app with the power of the permaweb right at your fingertips. In our platform, you own your identity. ArDrive uploads are digitally signed by you, and nobody can change or take that away. We also take your privacy seriously by collecting as little user data as possible, and we never share it with any third parties voluntarily. This kind of information just isn't an asset to us. Furthermore, your private ArDrive files are secured with end-to-end encryption, ensuring nobody, not even our team, has access to them. They're totally private unless you decide to share them. ArDrive was one of the first protocols to leverage the storage-based consensus paradigm, otherwise known as SCP. It does this with a file system-like information architecture that tags your blockchain transactions like files, folders, and drives, making them easy to visualize and organize. ArDrive clients can easily and efficiently compute the full state of a drive based on the actions taken to it. Files in ArDrive can then be endlessly ported, composed, and remixed by different apps and interfaces, preventing vendor lock-in and giving our users the flexibility to adapt and migrate their data and workflows seamlessly across different platforms. Now, despite being built on a decentralized network, ArDrive makes it easy to pay for permanent storage. Users have the option to spend their own Arweave tokens or even pay using a credit card thanks to ArDrive Turbo, without any subscriptions or giving up a ton of personal information. The ArDrive web app itself is even hosted on the permaweb, granting our users even more rights. They can choose which app versions to use, knowing they won't be taken down or tampered with, and our team can never change that. Even the ArDrive mobile app is permanently archived. But what kind of data is being uploaded to the Weave? Whether it's through ArDrive or any of the other storage services, Arweave shines for any kind of long-term data archival purpose that requires global resiliency and provable data provenance. That has applied to a lot of different kinds of data over this 5-year network lifespan, with over 1 billion individual data items uploaded. That information might include private, personal data, public info like social posts, shared documents, pictures, videos, blogs, NFTs, digital collectibles, digital artifacts, or whatever you call them. Even news archives from geopolitical events like the crisis in Ukraine, as well as application front ends, databases, and anything else that needs long-term permanent storage. Now, this chart by DataOS shows the scale of the number of transactions pushed through the various protocols used by the apps that we just showed. Now, there are a few ways you can store data on Arweave, each with a potentially different user experience. There's direct-to-peer, meaning uploading right to an Arweave node. Back in the early days of Arweave, this was really the only way you can upload your data. You can also go direct to a gateway, where it can then broadcast the transaction to other Arweave nodes. When ArDrive launched in 2020, uploading to gateways had become pretty standard at this point. Even a bundler, which aggregates multiple data item transactions, seeds them to the network on behalf of its users. Now, this was developed in 2021 thanks to Bundler and the ArNS 104 bundling standard, which really unlocked the capability for truly scalable data uploads to the Weave. Finally, you can dispatch your transactions through other software, for example, like a wallet like ArConnect. How are those transactions getting out to the Arweave network? That's where the gateway comes into play. While data can be accessed from the Arweave nodes directly, most users access their content through a gateway, which is responsible for caching, indexing, and serving the data with a high quality of service. It serves as a conduit between the users, apps, and the Arweave blockchain. Just like a bridge connecting two worlds, gateways empower users and developers to interact with the Arweave network seamlessly. But what is a gateway really? Well, the most important role of a gateway is to facilitate data retrieval by assembling all of the chunks related to an Arweave transaction into a contiguous file, then caches and serves them to users as needed. Gateways also index each transaction and allows users to query for them using GraphQL. Gateways also can proxy requests to the Arweave network, including posting transactions. They even support the resolution of friendly names to Arweave data using the Arweave name system. Gateway operators can independently decide which content to index and serve, allowing users to choose which gateways that conform to their personal beliefs and values. Simply put, the gateway is the front door to the permaweb, apps, pages, and data that are permanently stored on Arweave. There are individually operated gateways like Web3 Infra or Arweave.net, which is the free ecosystem gateway. But now we're also building the RIO network, which connects these gateways together with common protocols, allowing for greater decentralization and incentives for performing gateway duties. RIO gateways are meant to be both scalable and modular. They can be configured for any need, opening doors to various possibilities from serving your own dApps and data to building new integrations that leverage Arweave's permanent and tamper-resistant storage. By reducing these barriers of entry, more gateway operators will be attracted to the permaweb, furthering its strength and resiliency. The network also boasts the Arweave name system. ArNS simplifies navigation of the permaweb by enabling user-friendly names that link to permaweb dApps, pages, data, and even identities. Names are purchased indefinitely or leased with IO tokens. Owned name like ArDrive can be resolved on any RIO gateway across the network, like ardrive.gateway.io, ardrive.ar-io.dev, and so on. Name ownership is tokenized with ANTs, Arweave name tokens. These are smart Weave assets that could be traded on secondary markets like Bazaar. Also acts as the name source used by the AR:// protocol, allowing truly censorship-resistant and resilient data access beyond any single ISP top-level domain. To join the RIO network registry, gateway operators must stake IO tokens. Gateways joined to the RIO network benefit from increased traffic and data access. The Gateway Address Registry, or GAR, is a list of all joined gateways, their stakes, and configuration. Any app can then easily discover which gateway meets their service and trust needs by viewing and sorting this list, eliminating any central points of failure across the entire permaweb. So as you can see, the storage and gateway services have grown to meet the ever-changing needs of permaweb users. As time goes on, more new and exciting features are deployed to make UX and developer integrations even better. The opportunity this presents to preserve history and bring permanence to the masses has been an amazing thing to be a part of. I invite you all to either try ArDrive out for free and let us know what you think, or even operate a gateway now and join the RIO testnet. Thanks, guys, and chat with Andrew and Jenny for more information. Bye.